Hey y'all, Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas. Good morning. Today is, what is today? Wednesday, April 19th, I think. See this new hat we got? This one even has the mesh on the back. So we got a bunch of new hats in. If you go to my website, Strokers Dallas Merch, MERCH, we got a whole bunch of new cool hats in. But anyway, today this is In My Life. Oh yeah, In My Life 365. Look at the back of the hat. See, it's got Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas. All the cool kids got them. Come on now. Today, In My Life 365 is going to take us back to, let me think. $1974. So, back then, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine, 1974. So back then was not much different than it is now, come to think about it. And by the way, when I do these videos, I usually not sure what I'm going to do till 3 minutes before I do it. And I usually don't do much research. I just kind of spit it out as I remember it. And then after I post it and I start thinking about it, I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about it. Oh yeah, I should have said, oh yeah, I forgot. 1974. Is that what I said, 74? Yeah, 74, 73, 74. So our lives, for me and my brother and our buddies, evolved around motorcycles. So we loved motorcycles, we loved chasing girls, and we loved drinking beer. Back then you could drink at 18. Problem was we weren't 18. So what we used to do is there was a place in Irving called Rock Island. And it was thousands of acres of trails, and people used to ride out there, and we used to go out there every weekend. We loved going to Rock Island. It was the coolest place on the planet to us kids. And we would get out Saturday morning, ride out there, stay out there all weekend just riding the trails. Be me, my brother Randy, a lot of times David Allen, Lips Wilson, Jimmy Hicks, Jimmy Nelson, Greg Brown. That's about it. Sometime I think Ballinger may have gone out there with us a couple of times. I don't remember. So the rub was we wanted to take some beer with us, but we weren't old enough to buy beer. So a lot of times what we would do is we would go to a beer store, we would park on the side of the building, and we would wait till somebody got out of their car that was going into the beer store that looked like they were kind of cool maybe, and we'd say, "Excuse me, sir, if I give you the money to buy some beer, would you get us some? We'd be glad to give you a couple of beers." And usually within 30 minutes, we could find somebody that would do that. So what we like to get was, we like to get a case of beer, and we like to get a bottle of Strawberry Hill, Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill. I don't think we really liked the Strawberry Hill, but we just thought we had to have it, you know. The mind of a teenager, not all there. Even me, my mind as a teenager was clouded with motorcycles and women. Girls. How much for the girls? How much for the little... Did you see the Blues Brothers were out here this weekend? Oh, they're good. They're good. Remember that one scene? They're in that restaurant. They're trying to get the guy, that maitre d', to come play in the band. How much for the women? How much for the little girl? Funny show. Blues Brothers. Jake and Elwood Blue. So we'd get some beer. We'd get that bottle of Strawberry Hill. We'd go out there. We didn't drink much beer, but we kind of felt like we had to. And we just would ride our motorcycles, and you fast forward 50 years and I still just want to ride my motorcycle. It's funny how that lifelong passion has never left me. Did I tell you about the new hats? We got the brand new StrokersDallasMerch.com. The riding motorcycles has always been my salvation. Who knew I could turn it into a business? I didn't know that, but I did. I'm still doing it, and I'm going to do it for a long time to come. But back in those days, y'all probably did that. You probably stood outside the beer store and gave somebody some bread to go in there and get you some beer. I'm not alone in that, am I? Y'all do that same kind of thing? One time we got a bunch of beer and we were heading home. The cop pulled us over. He said, "Anybody 18? No, sir." Okay, we're going to dump this beer out right here. Could have taken us to jail. Back then, they didn't do that. We had a case of beer and we had 2 bottles of Strawberry Hill. They was going to make us dump it out in the grass. It was just right over here. We said, "Please, no, this is all our money in the world. We're going to ride motorcycles tomorrow at Rock Island." And the guy said, "Oh, you don't have to dump it out." "Oh, thank you." The cop said, "No, if you don't want to dump it out, that's cool. I just called your parents." We dumped the beer out. We dumped the wine out. I remember we were mad, but we didn't want our parents to know. So that's the story for today. I was thinking about that this morning coming to work. I passed the beer store. So the beer store is still there, but it's not the same. It was called King Liquor. And it was right over here on Northwest Highway, about a mile, probably 2 miles from where I'm at right now. I go home that way. Everybody good? Anybody need anything? Like a new hat? StrokersDallas.com is the website. You can see a bunch of our videos and you can see all the cool stuff we do. The merchandise store is StrokersDallasMerch.com. And I think that's it for today. A lot of cool things happening, and I'll tell you more about that later. Okay? Love you, bye.